If only God would give ear to me, and the ruler of all would give me an answer, or if what he has against me had been put in writing, truly I would take up the book in my hands.
Job, chapter 31. If only I had someone to hear me. Here is my signature. Let the Almighty answer me. If only I had an indictment that my accuser had written. Surely I would wear it proudly on my shoulder. Job 31, New English Translation, Job's final appeal. I made a covenant with my eyes. How then could I entertain thoughts against a virgin?
Job 31, Bible in Basic English. Job's final appeal. I made an agreement with my eyes. How then might my eyes be looking on a virgin?
What then would be one's lot from God above, one's heritage from the Almighty on high?
For what is God's reward from on high, or the heritage given by the ruler of all from heaven?
Is it not misfortune for the unjust, and disaster for those who work iniquity?
Is it not trouble for the sinner, and destruction for the evildoers?
Does he not see my ways and count all my steps?
Does he not see my ways, and are not my steps all numbered?
If I have walked in falsehood, and if my foot has hastened to deceit, let him weigh me with honest scales, then God will discover my integrity.
If I have gone in false ways, or my foot has been quick in working deceit, let me be measured in upright scales, and let God see my righteousness.
If my footsteps have strayed from the way, if my heart has gone after my eyes, or if anything has defiled my hands, then let me sow and let another eat, and let my crops be uprooted.
If my steps have been turned out of the way, or if my heart went after my eyes, or if the property of another is in my hands, let me put seed in the earth for another to have the fruit of it, and let my produce be uprooted.
If my heart has been enticed by a woman, and I have lain in wait at my neighbour's door, then let my wife turn the millstone for another man, and may other men have sexual relations with her.
If my heart went after another man's wife, or if I was waiting secretly at my neighbor's door, then let my wife give pleasure to another man and let others make use of her body.
For I would have committed a shameful act, an iniquity to be judged. For it is a fire that devours even to destruction, and it would uproot all my harvest.
For that would be a crime, it would be an act for which punishment would be measured out by the judges. It would be a fire burning even to destruction, and taking away all my produce.
If I have disregarded the right of my male servants or my female servants when they disputed with me, then what will I do when God confronts me in judgment? When he intervenes, how will I respond to him? Did not the one who made me in the womb make them? Did not the same one form us in the womb?
If I did wrong in the cause of my manservant, or my womanservant, when they went to law with me, what then will I do when God comes as my judge? And what answer may I give to his questions? Did not God make him as well as me? Did he not give us life in our mother's bodies?
If I have refused to give the poor what they desired, or caused the eyes of the widow to fail, if I ate my morsel of bread myself, and did not share any of it with orphans, but from my youth I raised the orphan like a father, and from my mother's womb I guided the widow.
If I kept back the desire of the poor, if the widows I was looking for help to no purpose, if I kept my food for myself, and did not give some of it to the child with no father. For I was cared for by God as by a father from my earliest days, he was my guide from the body of my mother.
If I have seen anyone about to perish for lack of clothing, or a poor man without a coat, whose heart did not bless me as he warmed himself with the fleece of my sheep.
If I saw one near to death for need of clothing, and that the poor had nothing covering him, if his back did not give me a blessing, and the wool of my sheep did not make him warm.
If I have raised my hand to vote against the orphan, when I saw my support in the court, then let my arm fall from the shoulder, let my arm be broken off at the socket.
If my hand had been lifted up against him who had done no wrong, when I saw that I was supported by the judges, may my arm be pulled from my body, and be broken from its base.
For the calamity from God was a terror to me, and by reason of his majesty I was powerless.
For the fear of God kept me back, and because of his power I might not do such things.
If I have put my confidence in gold or said to pure gold, you are my security, if I have rejoiced because of the extent of my wealth, or because of the great wealth my hand had gained.
If I made gold my hope, or if I ever said to the best gold, I have put my faith in you. If I was glad because my wealth was great, and because my hand had got together a great store.
If I looked at the sun when it was shining, and the moon advancing as a precious thing, so that my heart was secretly enticed, and my hand threw them a kiss from my mouth, then this also would be iniquity to be judged. For I would have been false to God above.
If, when I saw the sun shining, and the moon moving on its bright way, a secret feeling of worship came into my heart, and my hand gave kisses from my mouth, that would have been another sin to be rewarded with punishment by the judges, for I would have been false to God on high.
If I have rejoiced over the misfortune of my enemy, or exulted because calamity found him, I have not even permitted my mouth to sin by asking for his life through a curse. If the members of my household have never said, if only there was someone who has not been satisfied from Job's meat. But no stranger had to spend the night outside, for I opened my doors to the traveler.
If I was glad at the trouble of my hater, and gave cries of joy when evil overtook him. For I did not let my mouth give way to sin, in putting a curse on his life. If the men of my tent did not say, who has not had full measure of his meat? The traveler did not take his night's rest in the street, and my doors were open to anyone on a journey.
If I have covered my transgressions as men do, by hiding iniquity in my heart, because I was terrified of the great multitude, and the contempt of families terrified me, so that I remained silent and would not go outdoors.
If I kept my evil doings covered, and my sin in the secret of my breast, for fear of the great body of people, or for fear that families might make sport of me, so that I kept quiet, and did not go out of my door.
If only I had someone to hear me. Here is my signature. Let the Almighty answer me. If only I had an indictment that my accuser had written. Surely I would wear it proudly on my shoulder. I would bind it on me like a crown. I would give him an accounting of my steps. Like a prince I would approach him.
If only God would give ear to me, and the ruler of all would give me an answer, or if what he has against me had been put in writing, truly I would take up the book in my hands. It would be to me as a crown. I would make clear the number of my steps. I would put it before him like a prince.
If my land cried out against me and all its furrows wept together, if I have eaten its produce without paying, or caused the death of its owners, then let thorns sprout up in place of wheat, and in place of barley, weeds. The words of Job are ended.
If my land has made an outcry against me, or the ploughed earth has been in sorrow, if I have taken its produce without payment, causing the death of its owners, then in place of grain let thorns come up, and in place of barley, evil-smelling plants. The words of Job are ended.